Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got a dreadful rack, no moves at all. I am changing. And I'll keep just C and R. Okay, well, I'm glad I kept some consonants. I've drawn mostly vowels. I don't think there's a bingo here. So what if opponent changes? Often happens when you change yourself. I guess a play of coup, leaving sour, would be better than changing. There could be a bingo here through the right floater. I'm not seeing a 7. That's certainly a priority to play off 2 O's. Oh, wow. What a start for opponent. A blank and a bingo. Now, do any of these floaters give me a bingo? I'm just going to look at them in order. V, no. A, no. L. I've got colour with OS. No bingo there. E, no. I've got the OUS ending. T, I've got the out prefix. E and S. No. Okay, so do I have a double through the L? Could end OUS. No. So is the play colour? Let's see what this scores. It certainly sorts the rack out, doesn't give too much away. Colour takes an S and a Y. Difficult to play parallel to Velites because both C and V have, well, there's only CH in terms of 2-letter words between them. Slight hotspot under the C for an H, but I am going with this. Okay, slightly more respectable rack. I should have a few options here. No 7 is coming to mind. Could there be an 8? What about this R? Nope, not seeing a bingo. And the T also looks like a candidate play, but no, I think it's all the vowels and the F which are scuppering the bingo prospects. So I'm looking to play off the F and certainly one of the A's, so a play of oaf would leave a decent rack leave. Not seeing anywhere for that. C is also available as a floater. But I'm not seeing a bingo. Nowhere great for the F on this board. I can place it either side of the E, but that's just for face value. So I do have oaf to the left of Valetes. Only 13 points, very slim pickings. And I have the same play for slightly more in row D above colour. So a slow start to the game for me. But I think that's just the way it goes. I think it was the last game where I opened with a bingo and opponent had a shocking opening rack, so what goes around comes around. Opponent taking a while with this second play. Are they about to bingo? That would be a very steep hill for me to climb. If they do. 16 points for oaf on the top of colour. So not seeing anything even over 20 with this rack. I'm still revisiting the 4 floating consonants. In case I have a bingo, I have the Asian ending. But nothing has come to mind. I can't see an extension from the V to reach the double word square and burn the F. So 16 minutes on opponent's clock, 18 on mine. Is there really no way to get over 16 points? I could burn the S on the end of colours. So I could play Finos. 32 points. Wow. I'll need to consider that, because that could be a decent candidate play. Okay, opponent takes that out. Oh, wow. And have my fortunes changed, because Oaf plays here for 35 points, and I'm keeping the Dream Rackley, which goes really well with T, S, and C. Is there anything better than Oaf? Surely not. New floaters, B, because of BS, and Y. No, certainly no bingo there. I'm going with this. Now, am I bingoing? So I think Intimers is good. That, oh wow, what a play by opponent. 83 points, so I trail by 140, 2 bingos. I think Intimers is good, which plays in column 7. But I may be wrong. And does that have an anagram? Epilator takes a D at the beginning. I don't have one of those. But what about the R of epilator? Miss Train does get the M doubled. Yeah, and that would be a better play than Intimas. Higher scoring. Titanism is good. That gets doubled and doesn't open triple word squares. Yeah, so maybe this is the play. Titanism for 74. Oh, well, I haven't drawn well, and I felt that I probably needed to, given the score deficit, even after the bingo. However, there's still a blank to come, and 53 tiles in the bag. And another bingo for opponent. Fantastic stuff, 60 points. So I now trail by 120, back to being a couple of bingos behind. But there's lots of open spaces on the board. So do I play Vens? It sorts the rack out, but it massively chokes up the bottom of the board because there are no 2-letter V plays. Rackley pretty ropey. I could draw more consonants, but there are a lot of E's to come. There's still a bingo lane in column 7. There's the floating C. But let me just pause before pulling the trigger on this, because the score's pretty ropey. And I am blocking the board, but an opponent could easily play in row L onto this S with any play with a premium tile on this double letter square and score 30 points, which is half a bingo. So it's not a great idea leaving this open, thinking that opponent's going to leave it open. And also Vens leaves open row N for pluralizing Titanism. I can't put my V on this double letter square. Is there any way of preserving the E? There are a lot of E's unseen, but it is my solitary vowel. I could play Vena, but Vens scores a lot more. Yeah, and I'm not seeing... Well, what about this I? I could play vined. Linded may be good, retaining the V. No, I want to get rid of the V. I'm going with Vens for 18. Wow, I get big scoring tiles, but I haven't drawn the vowels to help play them. J and Z can both go in between A and O. But do I have anything longer than just a two-letter play? Jol is good, but LE isn't. Likewise with Zol, so no. ADZ is good. That would sort out the duplicate D, but I'm not seeing anywhere for that. And another bingo for opponent, so I think this is probably not my game. And wow, all these beautiful floaters. But I just don't have the tiles to capitalize on them, in particular column 1. So what about these triple letter squares? I have Luz, 32 points, preserving my vowel. Can I do any better? Do I have, through a U? Oh, well, there is a U. I can play Unduja. It burns the vowel. However, I'm scoring well, although slightly less than Luz, but I'm burning, although I'm burning the vowel, I'm also burning 2 consonants. And opponent is surely likely to be drawn to column 1 because it's a triple lane, probably my only prospect of catching opponent, and will in doing so leave alone this double word square next to the A where my Z can play. I am going with this. And I have no vowels at all. Good grief. Wow. 31 tiles in the bag. Let me count the vowels just to punish myself. 19 vowels out of 38, so a very balanced bag. I think I should play through this rather than change. I've got fawn in row K, which preserves the Z for score, gets rid of the non-bingo-y F and W, and splits up duplicate N. And this Z spot isn't so hot that it should be left alone. Great, just 18 for opponent. I could play Waff or Wolf, keeping this Z spot available. Can't see a way of getting the Z tripled in this spot. 12 minutes on my clock. There is a triple letter square where I may be able to drop my Z on a future turn. Not this one. Let me see what fawn scores. 20 points, and I'm keeping 4 consonants. Well, do I have anything in this spot? And the Z could be in 3rd place or in 2nd, but no, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, there are plenty of vowels. A and O, A and I, E. So I should be able to play next turn as well as this, and fawn is surely better than changing. Ah, well, what's even better would be flawn. Slightly more points, and 3 constants is a much nicer sight than 4. I am going with this. Wow, and I draw all vowels. Onto an E, I would have, through an I rather, I would have deionize. Just 24 for opponent. So, no 7 here. Where are the floaters? There's L, the L of rollout, V of Valettis. So, no, it is time now to play the Z. And this is quite nice, given my current rack. I can play zone for a decent score, 56 points. Opponent may play down from the Z for a decent score, but if they do, they'll be providing bingo-y floaters, and this is a bingo-y rack leave, and there is a bingo lane in column 2. And if opponent doesn't play through the Z, I may be able to do so. Again, scoring well and setting up bingo lanes. A trail by 150. Is this the play? Is this anything which ends with 2 vowels? No, I don't think so. I am going with this. Oh, well, I don't draw bingo-y tiles, and I only trail by 100. But I think this draw has, well, ended my prospects of winning this game, barring a miracle. Very difficult to sort this rack out. I drew B-I-U-Y. 2 S's to come, and there's still an S lane in row N because of Titanism. What if opponent doesn't play bottom left? Do I have a play? I'm not sure I do. Wow. Well, opponent plays there, 39 points. So how to sort this rack out? Let me count the remaining vowels. 7 out of 22. It's vowel dry. And Dooja has taken out the H spot under the C. Colour E, the Y spot remains available. But I can't use that to good effect. NY is good. And Fjör. Interesting. What about playing YU? With a vowel dry bag, this isn't a terrible rack leave. 26 points is decent. I'm creating a hook for my D because of feud. And what else can I do? In terms of the tiles I'd like to get rid of, Y and U are in the first 2, and the next would be probably B and I. Well, I'm not going to get rid of all of them. I did have in mind playing by, B-U-Y, but I'm not seeing any candidate spots for that play. 8 minutes on my clock. Is this the play? Yes, I think it is. I'm going with this. And I do not draw bingo-y tiles. But it's a balance rack, so I will have options. I have C-bid on my rack and cubed. But nowhere great for them. I trail by over 100 with opponent on turn. And another bingo for opponent. Fantastic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bingos. Very impressive. And opponent provides a new floater for a triple lane. Just wondering if the right thing to do is to create a second triple lane. But the remaining tiles are the argument against that is the sheer unlikelihood of hitting a triple triple, and even if I do, I lose because I'm already 200 points behind, and all the times I don't triple triple, I'm providing opponent with a great opportunity just to extend their lead further into the distance. So I don't think creating a new triple triple lane, for example, by playing down from the D or the V day, for example, I don't think that is the way to go. 6 tiles left. Probably the right play is to try and leave myself with a decent rack leave, so that I may be able to bingo myself. There are lanes top and bottom of the board, but how to sort this rack out to leave a bingo rack leave? B, C, D don't go great together, and nor do I, U. My best rack leave would probably be C, D, E, I. That would mean playing off B, I, U. Not easy. Chin is good, so I have an I for going between Q and N. I've got a D for irrigated. MEE is good. 5 minutes on my clock. It's easy to think that the game is so far gone, just play anything, but in a tournament, overall spread can determine your finishing position, and it's moves like this which can have a big impact on the margin of victory for opponent in the game, and therefore your spread total over the course of the tournament. Now, I'm not playing a tournament here, but the purpose of this game is to illustrate tournament play, so what to do? I could play Dobe, keeping 2 eyes. That's not great, but it does play off B and U. Well, double I isn't terrible. There's only one to come. 5 minutes on my clock, so surely the play is playing off B and U. So where can I do that? If I had a good play in row A, I would play it. But I'm not seeing one. Still one S to come. I've got sub here for 10. Is there anywhere better for B and U? Let me just put this back because that is really lame. And the rack leave isn't fabulous. Well, what about doing this? BI. No more U's to come. And although I and U is terrible, I think they're dampened by the other tiles. As a set of 5 tiles, this isn't awful, especially if you imagine an S in the mix. And 22 points is a lot better than 10. I'm going with this. And opponent drops a 6th bingo. Wow, very impressive. I've only played 6 bingos in one game in my life. That was recently on the channel. So many congratulations to opponent for that achievement. Taking his or her lead to 240 points. Now, I have the axe. What can I do with that? 2 minutes on my clock. Opponent's got, well, DEKN. So they've got naked through the A of Trasher. what else do they have? In which case I should block that. I don't think Kend is good. Yeah, I think I should block that. I'm not seeing anything fabulous for the X. I've got XI at the bottom of column 2, but I can also make that same play in column 3. But is there a better play which blocks? Let me see what this scores. 38 points, which is good. Now, do I have an out with what's left? I don't think so. But I think stopping opponent going out is a good thing. Is this really the best I can do here? Let me just put this back. I've still got a minute. Pex isn't good. I think I do need to... Well, I don't need to play the X because if opponent's not going out, I get to play it next turn. So I could play hide here for 39. Can I go out with CUX? Unlikely. Any alternatives to hide? No, I'm going back to XI just because I think I'll have more candidate plays with this rack. Well, I'm setting up a spot for Ken here, so I'm going to re-revert to hide for 39. So what do I have? I have 6 for 20. I'm fairly sure there's no out with this rat. Mux is good. 28. Opponent goes there. So opponent's got just a D. 30 seconds on my clock. So they've got Ed at the bottom, Dab at the top. This is my last move. So I could play Tux. Anywhere for XU. Seven seconds left. Okay. And, well, I can't be stuck with the C because opponent's only got one tile, but in any event, I would have Sick and Cab. I'm very confident that XU is not best. In fact, even a play of 6 would have been better. Okay, and opponent goes out. And the final score, 351 to me, 578 for opponent, a winning margin of 227 points. So well done to opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a battering. Absolutely brutal. And it was me to go first with this Joy Fest. And examiner tells you no play. Opponent has plenty of plays, all of them bingos. E6, colour, that was my play. And opponent has Moby. I thought my luck had changed because opponent provides a spot for Oaf and a great rack leave. But opponent has a bingo to extend their lead. Now, I am able to bingo back with Titanism for 74. Animus, that's the anagram of Intimas. Now, look at this rack. It doesn't look massively promising, but opponent does find a bingo. Irrigate. And I trail by 100. This is a pretty dreadful rack, and you can see the scores barely poking above 20, and all of the rack leaves look problematic. In fact, they all look problematic apart from L9 Vens, which was my play. Great pick-up by opponents. So I think this is 3 back-to-back bingos, Epilator, Irrigate, and Rollout. So fabulous fun if you're in opponent's shoes when that happens. Now I have this rack. I play Nduja for DLZ, 4 more points on offer, but keeping duplicate D and an extra consonant. So that's G1 Jarl. It does deny opponent this triple word square, but given that I trail, I think it's better keeping it open because it may mean opponent has to sacrifice points in order to take out the triple threat. So I like Nduja. Plus I'm setting up the A, the Z for next to the A. This is opponent's rack. They do sacrifice points to take out the triple lane, but I have no vowels to capitalize. So F7. Through the E, fend, that's nice. What do? I play Flawn for 22. Flown, G2. Interesting. The precise tiles I make to get 22, I could have played in column 2 for 4 more points. So that would have been better. It would have left alone my hot Z spot as well. Now, opponent with the Q. Plays Chin. Could have played Fakir, K4, down from the F. So I trail by 150. This is my rack. 74 is not a bingo, but that is a bingo-y score. I2. Down from the O of rollouts. Ozonide. Wow, very nice. Well, I'm not too far behind. Zine for 56 with a better rack leave. But Ozonide, I think, would have been the better play. Now, opponent's rack. They play Zia. And this is where my hopes were finally extinguished. I've drawn really poorly after zone. So I play U for 26, but M1. Oh wow, in this very spot I could have played Obey for 9 more points. But DIIU is a bit of a shocker. I think BDEII is better. Is it 9 points better? It's going to be close. It's going to be close, I think. Possibly not 9, but as soon as it's within about 5, as soon as the taking score and rack leave into account, as soon as moves differ by only 5 or less, I prefer the move with the better rack leave. So let me have a go at guessing these or estimating these rack leaves. So E is good slightly, D helps it slightly, I helps it slightly, but we're still under about +5. B fairly neutral to negative, I definitely negative. I think this whole rack leave might be worth about +1 or 2. DIIU, I would say, is negative to the tune of about -10. So I think there could be a 10-point difference in rack leaves and only a 9-point difference in score. Now, opponent's rack, a different kettle of fish, and they have another bingo. And is that their 6th? Irrigate, Epilator, Velites, Rollouts, and Trasher. This is their 5th bingo. Now, my rack, it has improved, but not enough. A1 Etic. Yeah. Buy for 22. Yeah, Etic may have been better. It's slightly more points, and it stops opponents scoring in row A. Now, fantastic bingo by opponent. Swaggy, 73 points. And that is the 6th bingo, a very rare sight in Scrabble. I think the record is 8 bingos, and 5 happens reasonably often. But as I say, 6 has only happened once to me in my career, so it is special when it happens. Now, no tiles in the bag. Oh, wow, itched for 48. But that doesn't stop naked in row C. So I play hide. Opponent doesn't have an out. They play keen. And finally, 06. I had zoo, axe, and goo for 21, and I got 16, so a few points dropped at the end. Let's just have a look at opponent's final move, and they did find the best move. So, wow, what an amazing game, and what an amazing game for opponents. 6 bingos, nearly 600 points in score. Absolutely fantastic game. So, chapeau to opponent, and just super fun. And I got 350 points, so it's just an exercise in managing and making decisions with poor racks, and I don't think there were any massive howlers on my part. And Scrabble does involve dealing with good racks and bad racks, and that's the fun of the game, is that each type of rack presents its own challenge, which is satisfying to address. So many congratulations to opponent once again on their victory. Season's greetings to everyone, given the time of the year. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.